Half a Day Guam. I'm Adriana Cotero, and you are tuning into the Greater GU'd. And today I'm joined with three individuals. We have Mel Hannigan. Yes. Okay, yes. Yeah. I was like, I try to practice it too, but Family Ministries Director at Bayview Church.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we also have Pat and Renee Finn. Got those names right. Yeah. And you guys are the directors of, please say the name of, I don't want to mess up the orphanage name.
Mahanaim Orphanage in Bali.
In Bali, okay. So
Mahanaim.
Okay. So, you guys, Bayview Church is going to be going to the orphanage and helping out this upcoming summer.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how, what the trip all entails.
Oh, yeah. So, one of the things about our church is one of our tenets are Christ, community, and culture.
I'm just going to make
and this focuses on the cultural aspect of our ministry that we do at Bayview. So, the type of ministry that we're going to be doing in Bali is not anything foreign to what we already do here in Guam. So what we want to do is we want to take some of the type of ministries that we do here in Guam and bring it to other parts of the world. And we're so thankful for the Finns here and God allowing this opportunity for us to be able to go to Bali and do this trip together.
Okay, so Finns, you have to tell us how you got started and what this orphanage, I mean, I was listening a little bit, and I couldn't help myself with asking questions, but just tell us about, what brought you to Bali originally and how you founded the orphanage.
Well, Renee was born in Jakarta. Her parents were missionaries, and she had always wanted to go back. When we got married in 2002, we decided to incorporate Bali into our honeymoon. So we ended up spending 2 weeks in Bali, I think, and we just fell in love with it. And we made a lot of friends there. And our first trip, we wanted to get involved with an orphanage. We just wanted to check it out and see if we could help. And so we got involved with an orphanage in the main city of Denpasar, and we probably spent, 5 or 7 years working with that orphanage. Every time we went to Bali, we would help with construction on something, help the kids out, donate stuff. And then over time we kind of realized that we wanted to get more involved with the orphanage scene. And we thought that the orphanages that we went to, they were all designed as dormitories.
Okay.
And we didn't like that because you're cramming 50 kids into a big room. And it was very impersonal. And the way these children develop, they grew up these dormitories with no families, no parents. Their only role models were the leaders at the orphanages. And then at 18, they said, sayonara, get out of here. And we didn't feel that really prepared the children. So we came up with an idea of perhaps creating an orphanage where it wasn't a dormitory, it was houses. We ended up getting involved with a orphanage out in Nagara, which is about 3 hours west of Kuta. Everybody knows Kuta.
Yeah, the main tourist area.
Okay.
And over a period of a couple of years, we realized the guy had a lot of land. So we ended up leasing the land, and we started building these houses a couple of years ago. We have 24 kids in there now, 25 kids. So we have 3 complete houses. Each house has a house mom and 8 children.
So it's creating families there.
Yeah,
we're creating families.
House 4 is almost done, and then we'll be looking in spring to break ground, hopefully, on House 5.
Wow.
We got enough land for 12 houses. So Bayview was instrumental when Pastor Kevin found out about what we were doing. They wanted to help construct houses, so they actually donated the funds for the first 2 houses.
Raised by members and local community of Guam.
Yeah. Wow. And it's amazing how that happened because I came in 2017 and 2018 we did this drive in fundraising for these houses, and by God's grace, in the couple months that we did this drive, we were able to raise up $20,000 by God's grace.
It was
$20,000.
incredible. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Each house runs about $12,000.
So tell us what the what the village is like there. If you can paint a picture for those of us.
Nagara is actually largely Muslim. So we have we're a Christian orphanage, which is interesting because they're very open to our presence there, and we kind of feel like we're leading by example. In the Muslim community, there's not a whole lot of emphasis on kids or orphanages, so their orphanages tend to be very poor or non-existent. So they come in and they see what we're doing in the community, and these kids, they do well. I mean, we're providing for them after they leave the orphanage. We're putting them to trade school. We have 2 girls right now that are learning to be midwives. We have one guy that's in college for engineering. We have a gentleman, one of our kids, that went to a trade school, and he's now working on one of those boats that goes to and from the oil rigs. So the
Yeah,
community is
wow.
where, if you could just picture a Christian little center here, and then the community being Muslim, watching us and saying, "This is amazing what they're doing." And
It's
so
like
some
an
of the
eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
It
You
is,
guys
I
hear the
think,
Muslim
yeah.
gong, don't you? Like
Yeah.
in that region.
Yeah, and one of the things we wanted to do when Mel brings the group, and we'll be there, and the kids, is we do plan on inviting some from the Muslim orphanage to come join VBS as well. So we're
Mhm.
hoping, we can be a light to them.
Yeah, and inspire them. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm over here feeling a little inspired already. I'm like, so tell me when the trip is.
Yeah, so this is our travel agent here.
I don't know
She's
about
been
that, but-
yeah, she's been working. She's like a travel guru for us. But we've been looking at different dates, and right now I think we've been able to solidify it down to the third week of January. So the 21st to
June.
the
Of
June.
June.
June, sorry, of June. So thank you.
The third week of June.
Yes,
Yeah, like
very good.
anywhere between the 20th to the 29th, 21st to the 28th. We're just narrowing down ticket
I'm gonna
prices.
put it on my
and that.
calendar.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
I'm gonna put that on my
Third
calendar
part
just
of
so I
June,
know.
third week of June.
Okay.
So summer trip
So
for
you
the
said
kids.
about 15 kids, I believe.
Yeah,
is what you
so
mentioned?
we were gonna try and make it a more intimate group, and as we continued to plan, we started to realize one of the biggest needs that is needed there is for kids to have interaction with other kids.
Oh, okay.
And so we were thinking about sending 10, but as we continue to talk with the Finns, we're starting to realize that they're really hungry for social interaction and just talking to kids their age. And maybe you could talk a little bit about the age difference and why that's important.
Yeah, we've got children there from 1 to 18. Two of our
Oh, from one. Oh, wow.
the two girls that are doing the midwife school, we actually brought them back to do house mom duties as well. They're very popular there, and the thing that we try to advocate for is not really to help with supplies and that kind of thing, because the sponsors cover that. What these kids need is the interaction. They need to know that somebody out there cares
Mhm.
at all. I know the area or the people we're dealing with are Christian, but there's a huge Hindu influence. And in the Hindu culture, if you are in a situation where you're orphaned or you're handicapped, that's not because, how do I want to phrase this? It's really bad luck.
Yeah.
And
bad luck.
so they don't want to be involved with people that have bad luck. So they
Mhm.
are abandoned in life. And there's a couple of kids there that just, when we bring Western kids over there and adults, they're just sponges. They just can't even believe that somebody out there cares that
About-
they're
yeah.
gonna survive or anything.
Sees
They
them,
just,
sees the
Yeah.
good in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bringing the kids from Guam, they can see, hey, there are other island kids, and the world's, we want
Yeah.
to expose
The
them that
interaction.
this isn't just Bali. The world's open to you,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and to dream again, and to look for things outside yourself. That just because you grew up in an orphanage, one that you're loved at, there's still so many things out in the world, and so many people that care.
So how do you both feel being able to provide that kind of love for the kids?
I think we get more out of it than
Yeah.
they do. I mean, it's just when we go there and we spend time with the kids, they're just amazing. I mean, we had just the other day we had them call on Christmas Day,
And it was
Oh.
awesome. They got on FaceTime with us on Christmas, and I was like, okay, if we're done with Christmas, we're good.
it's so amazing. I mean, what we do for them, we don't feel as great as what they do for us. It's just we cannot wait to get back there every time and see them.
And so how often do you go back?
4 times a year.
4 times a year?
We'll be going back again around January 18th
January 18th.
for about a
Okay.
week and a half. Yeah.
And typically you do bring, are there multiple mission trips? Because I know with this one through the
No,
church
we
or...
just go, and sometimes other families from Guam go with us since we go back so much and we
Bayview
spend
Church,
time
too.
there.
Yeah.
A lot of Bayview families go to meet their kids, and since we go a lot and know the island, some will just join us on vacation. So when we go, we always go to the orphanage and spend some time
So for those that might want to join in on the efforts, how can they?
Well, that would be up
Well,
to Mel.
yeah. So I think one of the ways that that could help definitely is I just built a part of our website page for our church. If you go to bayviewguam.com/Bali, it'll tell you how you could get involved. It has a link to Mahanaim Orphanage. It has a giving link as well. And also there's going to be different fundraisers events posted on that as well. So the best way to get in contact and how you can serve or be a part of this, you could go on to bayviewguam.com/Bali, and if you could get in contact with me and let me know that of your interests, I'd love to be able to talk with you about it.
We also have a website for the orphanage, so if people are interested in sponsoring a child.
Yes, which is what is going to be my next
Yeah,
question.
okay.
So tell us how people can sponsor a child.
The website is ourbalikids.com, and you can go right there, and there's a sponsor link. So there's tons of pictures, and each sponsor has a login, ID, and password to their own little section where they can email and communicate with the kids and stuff.
And about how many families do you know on Guam that sponsor kids?
That's a good question. Some of them
Probably
sponsor
over-
multiple.
Over 15, I'd say.
I think, yeah,
Probably
15.
close to 15. And then we have some that just want to do random donations, and then we've had some that wanted to donate toward houses. And for those that donate and say, I want to sponsor a house, they choose the name of the home. And
Oh,
for a
wow.
full house, including furnishings and everything, it's $14,000 US to build a home that will accommodate a house mom, an assistant, and 8 kids. And we're just about to finish the 4th one, and we'll be building 8 more. So also when you go to www.ourbalikids.com, you can just send a message. It'll come to me and Patrick. We can answer any questions. So anything like that, we'll be glad to help.
We'd love to see a KUAM.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to ask. I'm just curious. What are the names of the houses?
We have Bayview
Bailey.
and
We have Hope House.
Hope House.
And then-
Okay.
And Grace Place is number 3.
Wow.
And some doctor friends of ours out in California that have done some mission trips there, the Bakers, will be naming House 4. So
That's great.
we'll have the house name very soon.
Oh,
And each one has a
beautiful.
placard with the house name on it. There's lots of pictures on the website.
Yeah, lots of pictures on the website.
I was gonna say, I know you guys gave me some, and I was looking at them. I was like, wow, they're so beautiful, these homes. So what's it like to construct one of them? What's the process?
Well, Denox, our foster daughter, her husband is the one in charge of all the construction. When he was in the States with us, he got jobs in the construction industry. And you got to keep in mind, too, that a lot of people in Indonesia build their own homes.
Mhm.
They've been raised to build their own homes. They're kind of low quality, so we had to up the game a little bit.
Mhm.
It's very typical in Bali to build a house too close to the ground, and so the water from the ground gets sucked up into the walls, and the paint peeling and the mold and the
Yeah.
mildew and stuff. So we had to teach them about building a foundation and drainage and gutters on the houses to prevent that kind of damage. But for the most part, the houses are nice.
They're
Yeah.
very nice.
Tile
Adi's doing
floors.
a great job from
Yeah.
he understands Western construction.
Are they concrete?
Yes.
Yes.
all
I just
Yeah.
bought a house here in Guam, and I was looking at different prices. I'm like, man, I need to move to Bali.
You can build a nice 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm like, is it concrete? Like I've learned living on the
It's
islands. I'm
concrete.
like, so are they concrete?
Yeah.
I'm learning as I live here.
And then Adi does the maintenance and upkeep, of the existing houses. So the house moms are in charge, and they get inspected with the kids, and
Yeah.
the kids try to keep up with little rewards for if they have the cleanest house that week. So
Oh wow.
we do little incentive programs
Yeah.
for them to keep them
It's
really nice.
honestly like being raised at home.
Exactly.
Yes, chores.
Like,
and-
okay, where's my allowance? I'll
Where's-
water the plant.
It kind of sounds like Hogwarts too, like this house versus this house.
Yeah,
Four houses.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're trying to, a lot of it is pride, self-pride for these kids and their lack of self-esteem, and I feel like it starts there, right? If you live in a really nasty house, you're never going to feel like you can do better than that. So we show them, hey, this is clean.
But you
Keep it
have to
clean.
keep it this
Mhm.
way. Our sponsors aren't going to keep sponsoring if you don't treat what we provide you nicely. And we keep going back, and we're like, oh, it looks so great. We're so happy.
Aw.
and there's a lot of competition between the boys and the girls.
Oh yeah, of
We
course,
went to-
always.
The girls' house is
course.
always beautiful,
Yeah.
and then the boys' house is shockingly nice. I mean, I was anticipating a lot of problems there,
Yeah.
but it's funny outside on the.
I was gonna say, how's the yard?
Well, we have a porch, and on the outside there were a lot of like marks on the walls and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And the house mom was like, "Yeah, I keep telling the boys to quit putting their feet on the walls when they're lying on the floor." I'm like, "What you're telling me is the boys got to paint the wall. That's what you're telling
Yeah.
me." So and they were like, "Oh
Right.
man." But we just started construction on a common area. So the houses are located around like a large oval area, and we're building a common area in the middle where they can play
Okay.
sports
Football.
and stuff, football and
Soccer, and then
Yeah,
have
the
a
football
gazebo.
is soccer.
Football, sorry.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Their football, yeah.
Exactly.
So
So,
they can play
you may have
games
said
and
it already,
things.
but how many kids are there
There's
now?
24 right now, 25.
We just added 3, so we're 27.
27.
27 and
27.
still growing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still growing.
we're gonna have room for 112.
Yes.
So
So, if you could just explain,
96.
for those that don't know, how necessary is it to have an orphanage like this in Bali? What's the dynamic like?
it goes back to what I was saying, that culture, they really kind of push them aside. So either they're ignored or they get. We have one little girl there. Three in the one family came to the orphanage. They were getting abused, verbally, physically, emotionally, any possible abuse, and that was them. So an orphanage is critical. These kids have nowhere else to go. So.
And so with that, one of the things that I try and instill in my kids in my youth group is we desire, not just me, but I have a whole team of youth leaders as well, and we focus on all aspects of their life. We want to mentor them in any way possible. We see them as biological, psychological, social, spiritual beings, and they're all intertwined together. And you can't just focus on one, they're a whole person. And types of things that we try and mentor and teach these kids, like we do fun activities, we do service activities. Why do we do that? Because we feel that it makes them a whole person. It teaches them about the love of Christ for them, and then it also gives them a ground to be able to launch from there, to be able to do trips like Bali.
Right. So, you've been able to see just through the ministry, kids grow, right?
Yes,
And so-
definitely.
I was gonna say, if you could shed some light on that, what the growth has been like through your eyes.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this year. Honestly, I'm surrounded by an awesome team of youth leaders who are just very rambunctious and very fun to be around. We do a lot of fun events, like last month we did 1980s prom murder mystery night, and we had like 60 people there, and it was just really cool to just connect with a lot of different people in the community. We also do some service activities, like we prepare eggs, and then we do a hunt for the kids. But those are just it's a battle rhythm of just getting them to think outside of themselves. It's a way of God has given us a blessing, and what are ways where we could look outside of ourselves and bless others. And I think that's the rhythm that I see at Bayview in general. One of our tenets is community, and one of the ways that we think through church is how can we be a blessing to others. It says in Jeremiah 9 that when we seek the community's blessing, God blesses us in return. And it's really cool because we've been a part of all these different ministries, like tutoring program ministries, Safe Haven, helping women and children, Harvest House in the foster system here. And we just want to put feet or wills to our Christianity. Christ left his home in heaven to be with us, and he left all the blessings that he had to bless us, and we just want to continue that pattern here on Guam and also in Bali as well.
Using your God-given gift, right, to do
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And Claire, that's what you guys have done as well. So this is your first time taking the group abroad, though?
Yes. So I got back here on Guam. I'm local, but I've been away from for the States. I was getting trained theologically and just in ministry. But I got back in 2017, and it's always been a goal of mine to do a mission trip, because I actually ran a couple mission trips in the States that were focused more on the inner city and cross-cultural. And I know Pastor Kevin, our head pastor, he's done a few trips with his youth group back in the States to Mexico. And we both had this vision of, this is one of the experiences that we want to give our youth group, is an experience to look outside of themselves, to look toward other people, to serve in cross-cultural ways.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this trip. I'm acting like I'm going on it, but I don't know.
I think you
I'm like,
are.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling something. But so whenever you guys went there for your honeymoon, did you ever see this coming to life like this?
I think, yeah. We
think
the
so.
first time we got involved with the orphanage there, we thought we wanted to be part of this process, and we thought we could build a better one, and we've been working to that goal for years.
And
So-
I think growing up with missionary parents, both of my parents are gone, and I kind of wanted to always do something in honor of them. And when I was a child there, we would go back and forth from Jakarta to Bali for weekends and different things. So it was the first time that when I landed there and like the smells and the sounds, I look at them and I'm like, I'm home.
You
So
felt it, yeah.
when we get there, it's not, Bali's home to us.
Yeah.
And the kids and the people and the culture. So that's going to be our final retirement place in a few years, and we
I know. I was
can't
like, you
wait
guys
to
were just
grow this
telling me.
orphanage. We're so
It
excited.
doesn't sound like you're retiring, it sounds like you're retreading.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
So, maybe so.
Shifting gears.
So
Yeah.
something else that we had talked about, you know, when people go there to the orphanage, they cannot adopt the children, correct?
Right.
Can you
You
shed
probably
some information on
remember
that?
the tsunami in Banda Aceh years ago, and there was complete devastation. Back during that time, you could adopt Indonesian kids fairly easily. The problem was back then there was a lot of orphan kids, and they were being adopted and basically being trafficked. So the Indonesian government got wind of it, and they just shut the whole adoption process down for years. And now they've instituted the policy that you have to live in Indonesia for at least 2 years to adopt an Indonesian child, and you have to adopt in your faith.
Yeah. And that each person there has a registered identity card, and it is, you know,
As their faith.
Muslim, Hindu, Christian, and so you have to keep it the same faith.
So for those that do end up sponsoring kids, though, I know it didn't adopt them per se, but they do connect with them. They
Yes,
like
they
their
can visit, they can, you know, communicate via social media and different things. We do FaceTimes with the kids. So, yeah, and when they come take them, and like for Donat, when she was 18, we were able to get her a visa to come live with us. She went to college in the States. So, I mean,
So you can
it
make
could be
you
a
can make it
lifetime
work.
commitment.
Yes.
She is
Yes.
our daughter, not by legal realm, but forever our daughter.
And that was the purpose of the sponsorship. We wanted the people donating to the orphanage not just to be donating to this nebulous fund, and who knows where the money
Right.
goes.
Yeah.
We wanted them to meet the kids. We wanted them actually to have the same relationship with their kids that we have with Danok. It's lifelong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
amazing.
it. So she's 30 now, right?
She's
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
She's got a little boy that we
And
call
runs
our
the
grandson.
orphanage.
Yeah.
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 That's amazing.
So that's her way of giving back, her and her husband, and we have a grandson, Zay, that's 3. So yeah, we love getting back quite often.
Wow. See that? Everything happens for a reason.
Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. Who knew?
It's been a journey.
And it's continuing.
Yes.
Yes. Is there anything else that with Bayview, other? Because I know this one,
Yeah.
this mission trip's in in June. So is there anything else upcoming as far as any public outreach or anything?
Yeah, so I guess I did want to talk a little bit, or maybe a little bit about the fundraisers. So again, if you want to donate to the trip, you could go to bayviewguam.com/Bali, and on there right now, we have posters of at least one of the fundraisers that we're going to be doing is a yard sale. So if you guys, I know it's the Christmas holidays, and we probably got a lot more stuff than we really need.
Or we just
And-
have
So
one of those.
Yeah.
our youth group leaders have called it the purge. So we're gonna work on the purge and see what we don't necessarily need anymore, and a percentage of what is donated for that yard sale is gonna be given to the trip. In the future, we're gonna try and we're thinking about fundraisers that connect with local businesses, because we want to help local businesses here as we also look to fundraise for our trip. We're gonna do a silent auction in April, and what that is our kids and our team leaders are gonna be able to give different services. Like we have photographers, we have our artists, we have different people who can make things. We have people who babysit or have other giftings, and so we'd like to do a silent auction that will help them to serve in those ways and to raise money for the trip. And then, just like every other Guam fundraiser, we're gonna do a car wash in May. So, as far as fundraisers go,
Yes.
I did just a small soft fundraiser just last month. And basically it was, I laid out different envelopes and I put different denomination numbers on there, and I said you could support it by putting that amount in those envelopes. And we are just through that soft fundraiser, we've been able to save 10.5% of what we really need for the trip. So
what's your ultimate goal?
yeah, so we're looking at so to go to Bali is probably going to be around $600, but then with living expenses and all that, we just want to give a buffer. So we're thinking probably $900 a traveler. That's for kids and for youth leaders as well.
Okay.
Including Adriana.
Yeah. Me over here.
You gotta help fundraise with us.
So we're looking at
That's part
between
of it.
10 to 16,000 depending on how
Yes.
many
Yeah,
get.
Definitely.
all together.
Yeah.
Okay. And when are the dates for, especially the yard sale?
Yeah, so February
So we-
February 1st
Okay.
At Bayview.
at
At
Bayview.
Bayview.
At
We have
Bayview.
I don't know if you've never been to the property there. It's probably gonna be the most beautiful yard sale you've ever been to, because
Really?
it's literally a view of the bay. So
Oh, okay.
there's like this soccer field type area, and then we have our buildings, and I'm envisioning, still gotta talk to the different church leaders at our church, but I'm
February
envisioning
1st.
it's gonna probably be in that field area.
And those that
February 1st.
just want to donate
Mhm.
stuff, they don't want to come to a yard sale, handle a yard sale, but just want to donate stuff to help
Mhm.
the kids, they can drop it off during
Yes.
the week from 9
yeah.
to 5 during the office.
Yeah,
so.
our business hours are 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
If they want to
and
bring stuff
yeah,
for the yard sale.
Yep, and
Okay.
yeah, all my information is online as well at bayviewguam.com. You could either shoot me an email or call me. My number's on there as well.
Okay, great. And then if people, let's just say the website one more time. for you guys before we head out.
www.ourbalikids.com.
Okay, great. Well, anything else either of you would like to add? Anything?
No, thank you for having us.
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
And looking
Talking
forward to
Thank
talking
you.
to you again, hopefully.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. All right, well, thank you all for watching. I'm Adriana Cotero for the Greater GU'd.